I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Short tracking at Iowa. Cody Burke and Kirk Marble on the front row. C.J. Jeffries, Cody Kennedy on the second row. Austin Ruskov, Nicholas Johnson have the third row. Richard Ragsdale, Matt Morrison on the fourth row. Steven Johnson and Drifty Richie Joplin round out the top 10. Chad Ragsdale starting in 11th. Next to Alex Harper in 12th. Quentin Waynick starting in 13th, Lynn Marble in 14th, Jacob Lee in 15th, Chad Johnson starting in 16th, Donald Double D Durance in 17th, next to Christopher Emerson in 18th. Aaron Brill and Scooter Black round out the top 20. Brandon Jennings 21st, Mark Dantuma in 22nd, Patrick Pieper in 23rd, Christian Noble in 24th, Mark Kluge and Joshua Rudolph round out the 26-car field here in Iowa. Here they go, rolling off pit road for the pace laps. Y'all might want to settle in and buckle up. Get ready. This one will be exciting. 26 cars, just shy of 9/10 of a mile track. It's definitely going to be a night of excitement. It's short track racing under the lights, so you know some tempers are going to flare here tonight as well. Cody Burke, the points leader, picking up some bonus points, qualifying on the pole here. Will he get back to victory lane and extend that points lead even further? Pace car getting ready to duck on into pit road. 88 laps, 25 to 27 laps on a tank of fuel. Multiple stops. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away at Iowa. Through 1 and 2, don't forget, Iowa has a little bump up there on the high side coming out of turn 2 that can upset the cars. Not to mention how loose these cars have already been here tonight as Kirk Marble, now Cody Burke manages to take the lead at the line, and caution is out on lap 1. See if we can see what happened here. Donald Double D Durance involved. Coming out of turn 4, there was a car turned around on the front stretch. Chad Johnson appears to have had a problem. He gets loose coming out of 4. gets sideways, and Durant and a few others just nowhere to go. Hey, good evening to the Maniac. Cody Burke has qualified on the pole and has now led a lap, picking up even more bonus points. That has likely eliminated Mark the Man Dantuma from the championship, as well as Jesse Gordon. For Jesse Gordon or Mark Dantuma to have won the championship, they would have had to have qualified on the pole, led the most laps, and won the next 5 races. But it looks like those two drivers' chances of a title have ended. Jesse Gordon not even on track tonight, so he is 100% eliminated from the shot at the title. We know these cars are loose out here. A couple of drivers did pop in for fuel. Christian Noble, Brandon Jennings, Joshua Rudolph, Mark Dantuma, Mark Kluge, all on pit road, topping off. Surprisingly, Austin Ruskoff did not pit. That's kind of unusual. Austin usually takes every opportunity to pit that he can find. Now we know they can go about 25 to 27 laps on a tank. In an 88 lap race, they are going to need to extend the fuel. These pace laps definitely going to help. Lights are back out. They are stacked back up for the restart. Patrick Pieper appears to be the big winner on that caution, up 5 spots into 18th. Joshua Rudolph up 4 spots into 22nd. And Chad Johnson, the biggest loser on that one, drops back 10 spots to 26. But keep an eye on that car. Johnson will be back. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Cody, perfect launch off the line. Already some 3 wide up ahead. Richard Ragsdale back behind. Chad Ragsdale cutting his way through the field, as well as Steven Johnson working his way up through the field. Steven Johnson now up into 6th place as he cuts his way through traffic. Chad Ragsdale on the move also. Cody Burke still holds the lead. Kirk Marble hasn't been able to get back by. CJ Jeffries, Nicholas Johnson, Cody Kennedy losing some spots. He got the wall. Cody drops back into 9th place. Just gave the wall a little kiss. The safer barriers here just pull you in and don't let go. Kirk Marble in 2nd, just set the fastest lap. As we've got quite a battle going on from about 5th on back. Matt Morrison pulls back up into 5th. Cody Kennedy already back up into 6th. They're going to go 3 wide into 1. Fortunately, Cody moves up a little bit, gives himself some room, pulls back up into 5th place. Cody Burke, Kirk Marble, CJ Jeffries, Nicholas Johnson, the top 4 on a bit of a breakaway. Cody Kennedy trying to reel him back in. Matt Morrison in 6th. Austin Ruskoff in 7th. And would you look at this, Patrick Pieper already up 12 spots into 11th. A lot of bobbling going on in that group. These race cars definitely a handful here tonight. Looking at one of the newcomers, Quentin Waynick. Quentin back in 13th at the moment. Cody Burke and Kirk Marble starting to pull away from Nicholas Johnson and CJ Jeffries. Cody Kennedy is closing in on the top 4. And the battle still rages back behind. Chad Ragsdale and Patrick Pieper battling out for 9th. Richie Joplin also in the mix just ahead. Chad Ragsdale got a big run out of turn 4, set down to the inside on Richie. Oh, but a little bobble out of 2 sends him back behind. Chad Johnson, who was involved in that first caution, dropped all the way to 26. He is back up now into 19th as Christian Noble has had a problem. No caution yet. See if we can see what happened with Noble. No surprise here. Loose out of 4. He almost had it saved. Gets it gathered up, back under control, back out on track, but he has lost a lot of ground. He's going to have to fight his way back to the front. Austin Ruskoff appears to have had a problem. He has suddenly dropped all the way back to 15th. Kirk Marble, meanwhile, moving up. He's got the run on Cody Burke for the lead. Kirk has got to try and lead a lap here. He will lead for the first time here tonight. Cody Burke sits in second. Now Nicholas Johnson in third. CJ Jeffries in fourth. Cody Kennedy was reeling that top 4 in, but has lost some ground. Steven Johnson now up into 6th. Richie into 7th. Chad Ragsdale into 8th. Patrick Pieper up 14 spots into 9th. Hey, good evening, Mark. Thank you for the stars, my friend. Chad Ragsdale a little out of shape in 1 and 2. Richard Ragsdale starting to make some ground back up. He is now back up into 11th, but has his hands full with Alex Harper. Kirk Marble continuing to lead, but Cody's starting to look to reclaim the top spot. Man, these cars are such a handful here tonight. We're about to go through pit stops. Should start seeing some of the drivers stopping in the next couple of laps. Once they have 4 fresh Goodyears on. Oh, caution! Caution is out. Lynn Marble involved. And that just helped the drivers out a lot. Taking a look at Scooter Black, he may have been coming into pit road a moment before. Yes, he was. And taking a look at Lynn Marble, gets a bump from Johnson. Back behind as they come out of 2. No damage. He keeps it out of the wall. Just does a 360, but he did lose a ton of positions. As Kirk Marble leads the field onto pit road. They were right perfectly within their fuel window. The tire strategy is going to be the deciding factor here. And look at this. Cody Kennedy off pit road first. Cody fuel only. Same for Patrick Pieper and Richie Joplin. Lynn Marble did not come in yet. Looks like he may come in this time. And Lynn Marble is coming in. That will give the lead back to Cody Kennedy. This will be Cody's first time up front here tonight. Patrick Pieper in second, Richie Joplin in third. The top 3 were fuel-only stops. Everybody else took, it looks like, 4 tires, except for Alex Harper. Alex took fuel only and popped back out, getting himself a lot of track position. Mark, how you doing tonight, buddy? Hope everybody at home is comfortable. This is going to heat back up. Remember, all these guys on cold tires, once again, these cars have been a handful. These 3 guys at the front on old tires might have a slight advantage. Tire wear is a bit of a problem here, and you can lose a lot of time. It may not be as risky of a call staying out on old tires as it normally would be. Cody Kennedy in control. Up top, Patrick Pieper on the bottom. Cody has help from behind. Kirk Marble right on his bumper. Pace car ducks in. Green flag. flag back in the air. And Cody is away. Already going 3 wide, off into 1 and 2. Kirk Marble out front, Cody Kennedy underneath. We saw this last Wednesday here in the IndyCar. Those two side by side in Iowa didn't end well. They are 3 wide for second place. Pieper up top, and here comes CJ Jeffries. CJ is on 4 fresh tires. Remember what we said earlier on. He has turned the brake bias all the way to the back. He said one way or another he's getting that car to rotate through the turns here. And caution is back out. Mark the man Dan Tuma involved. They're coming out of turn 2, and it looks like Dan Tuma just got a little bump from, I believe, Brandon Jennings. Looking down from the blimp as they come out, yeah, just a little love tap, just enough to send him around. He does get into the wall. CJ Jeffries now has the lead. Kirk Marble, Nicholas Johnson, Steven Johnson, Chad Ragsdale, Richard Ragsdale, Alex Harper. The back half, a lot of the cars in the back half of the field coming in. Patrick Pieper and Cody Kennedy both stay out. Newcomer Matt Morrison now up into 5th. Christian Noble, we saw him go off track earlier, got loose, coming out of 4. He has already fought his way back up into the top 10. He sits in 9th. Great comeback for Noble. Donald Double D Durant's now up into 10th. Christopher Emerson up 7 spots into 11th. Austin Ruskoff and several others, including Aaron Brill and Kirk Marble, coming back in. They're topping off, getting that one more splash of gas. We're at lap 34, so everybody should be able to go the distance on 2 more stops from here, given the 25 to 27 lap fuel range. Looks like the lights are still on, so we'll get another lap here, and we could see a few more drivers duck back in. CJ Jeffries, Patrick Pieper, Cody Kennedy, Cody Burke, and Matt Morris in the top 5. Richie Joplin, Jacob Lee, Quentin Waynick, Christian Noble, and Donald Durant, your top 10. No surprise, Austin Ruskoff was in to top off, as is Mark Kluge. Mark Dantuma back in. And Scooter Black still sitting on pit road. As they turn the lights off and the drivers begin to stack back up for the restart. CJ Jeffries choosing to restart up on the high side. Any fuel strategy these guys come up with, the cautions are definitely throwing for a loop, but everybody who stopped on this one should be able to do this on one more stop. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. CJ gets a good jump, pulls away. Cody Burke on the high side trying to monster past Patrick Pieper, and he will do it out of turn 2. Pieper in third, Kennedy in fourth. A lot of cars drifting it out of turn 4 that time. Remember, on that last restart, they didn't get a full lap under green. So a lot of these drivers, their tires have not come up to optimal temperatures yet. A lot of bobble in there out of 4. Cody Burke now up into second. Pieper in third. Richie Joplin, Cody Kennedy, Nicholas Johnson nose to tail, but from about 10th on back, it is a dogfight for every position. Brandon Jennings, caution is out. Aaron Brill involved. And I suspect we'll see a lot of drivers in this time to top off. There's Aaron coming out of... Whoa! He had it gathered up, but comes across the nose of another car right in front of heavy traffic. There's Aaron in the 70 car, and looks like the other car just pushes up right to where Aaron was. Aaron able to get it down to that little bit of road there and get her going again. CJ Jeffries is in along with Cody Burke, Patrick Pieper, Cody Kennedy, Steven Johnson. Jacob Lee is in. Richard Ragsdale, Lynn Marble, Austin Ruskoff, Mark Dantuma, Mark Kluge, and Aaron Brill all on pit road. The rest of the field staying out to pick up some track position, including Richie Joplin, who's taking the lead for the first time. Chad Johnson has made quite a comeback so far. Chad currently in 6th, up 10 spots, but really up 20 spots. Remember, he was involved in that earlier incident that sent him all the way to the back. This is an impressive comeback. Matt Morrison choosing to drop in as well to top off. Cody Kennedy also coming in to top off. Austin Ruskoff coming in. Richard Ragsdale and Aaron Brill all coming in to get that little bit of fuel. Now, I will say, we do have several of these drivers in C12 Motorsports on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And guys like Austin Ruskoff, this is very, very common to see them come in and top off any opportunity they have. And on occasion, it does work. They pull off something miraculous because they have that extra lap or two of fuel. You kind of have to wonder about the strategy at a short track like Iowa, but time will tell if that constant topping off on fuel works. At some point, you got to make the move to get some track position. Don't forget, folks, a lot of great racing to come this week. Tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, Jones BS Racing is back with the mini stocks and the late models. A lot of names you're seeing here tonight will be there, including Cody Kennedy, Kirk Marble, Richie Joplin, and several others. Tuesday night, we have C12 Motorsports Street Stock Challenge. And a lot of fun coming in that season. Wednesday night, the C12 Motorsports Indy cars are back as well. Thursday night, the HTSAI Community Convoy is back. And Thursday is going to be a very, very special day. We'll talk about that more here in a few minutes, but we're about to go back to Green Flag Racing. And what do you say we dial up the wall cams and see how close these boys are getting? Here they come. Green Flag is back in the air. Drifty Richie leads them around into 1 and 2. You see already debris building up. Man, they are right up by the safety barrier down the back straightaway. I expect to see some very close out of 4. Yep. Caution is back out. Caution is back out, trying to see what may have happened. Let's take a look at Patrick Pieper in the 00. Oh, Pieper gets loose mid-pack. Looked like Matt Morrison caught a piece of it. Somebody else also involved. But a couple of cars do get caught up as Pieper goes around. Barney the Flagman getting a workout here tonight. Richie Joplin is in Jacob Lee, Lynn Marble, Mark Dantuma, Matt Morrison, Austin Ruskoff, Richard Ragsdale, and Aaron Brill all on pit road. Nicholas Johnson, Chad Ragsdale, Christian Noble, Brandon Jennings, and Chad Johnson now in the top 5. And look at that. Christian Noble and Chad Johnson both involved in early incidents. Both went to the tail end of the field. Now both up to the top 5. Nicholas Johnson came into tonight second in points, currently leading, picking up some bonus points here. Nicholas has the best chance at the championship, but he is still 127 points behind Cody Burke. He's going to have to hold on to that lead the most laps, score a win here tonight to have any shot at the title. Based on what we have seen so far tonight, we had 8 drivers that could potentially pull it off coming into tonight. But at this point, Jesse Gordon and Mark Dantuma have been eliminated from the championship. They're just way too many points behind. Neither driver able to qualify on the pole or lead a lap here tonight. Jesse Gordon not even in the field. And this will come to a surprise, as a surprise to absolutely nobody. Oh, wait a minute. Austin Ruskoff did not come in. However, Aaron Brill, Richard Ragsdale, and Mark Dantuma have come in to top off. They are still about 10 laps short on fuel, so that everybody will need one more pit stop. After between lap 62 and 65, everybody should be good on fuel. Unless we have a green-white checkered, that could throw things all around. Nicholas Johnson, Chad Ragsdale have the front row for the restart. Johnson in control. Iowa is definitely an exciting track. It never disappoints. One of my personal favorites. I got my first truck win here. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Johnson quickly moving up to the high line to set up into turn 1. But back behind, already 3 wide, as Chad Johnson shoots the gap up the middle. Christian Noble holds him off for the moment, and it's 3 wide directly behind. Cody Kennedy up on the high side trying to reclaim some ground. Newcomer Quentin Waynick in the mix as well, trying to make a name for himself tonight. Nicholas Johnson and Chad Ragsdale out front, starting to put a gap on third place Brandon Jennings. Alex Harper in 4th, Cody Burke in 5th. Another one of the rookies here tonight, Christian Noble, stuck down on the bottom, and it looks like something is wrong. He is slow off 2. Cody Burke just set the fastest lap of the race. He is back up to 5th. Burke now battling to take 4th. Alex Harper trying to fight back, but nothing doing. Burke now in 4th. Kirk Marble now looks under Harper for 5th. Whoa! Kirk got a little bit of a push there. Cody Kennedy has fought his way back up into 9th. Steven Johnson in 10th. And Chad Johnson back on the attack as well. It does appear Christian Noble may be out of the race. He towed it into pit road. Hope everything is okay. Nicholas Johnson out front has started to pull a gap. 0.7 of a second is the lead over Ragsdale. Look who's in 3rd. Here comes points leader. Holy cow, Ragsdale way out of shape out of turn 2. Cody Burke in 3rd, gaining ground quickly. Brandon Jennings trying to hold on to 4th, but Alex Harper and Kirk Marble go 3 wide as they head off into 1. Kirk able to get back on the throttle. He clears into 4th. Gutsy move for Marble. CJ Jeffries drifted back to 7th earlier, starting to fight his way back toward the front. Chad Johnson lurking right behind in 8th. And as they cross the start-finish line, now all the drivers are within the fuel window. They can go the distance from here once they pit. I don't think we'll see any driver attempt a green flag stop until very late in this race. They have seen the early, holy cow, Cody Kennedy loose out of 4. I stand corrected, Double D is on pit road. And Cody Burke underneath Ragsdale for 2nd. Ragsdale got the wall. Cody Burke now to 2nd, just 3/4 of a second behind Nicholas Johnson. Alex Harper starting to find some momentum. He comes back past Brandon Jennings. Jennings at the moment the biggest mover of the race, up 14 spots into 7th, but he is stuck up by the wall 3 wide. Christopher Emerson has come in. It looks like we might just see some green flag stops here after all. CJ Jeffries, we've been talking about his brake setup since the start of this one. He is back up into 5th and closing on Kirk Marble. Richie Joplin back in 11th. Matt Morrison in 12th. Whoa! Cody was drifting through 3 and 4. And that was a very close call. Cody cut down in front of Richie. as Patrick Pieper goes by both of them on the high side. The aggression has been turned up to 11. Alex Harper's coming in. CJ Jeffries is in. And Cody Burke has taken the lead. Nicholas Johnson now in second. Chad Ragsdale in third. Kirk Marble in fourth. Nicholas Johnson is in for his final stop. I really expected the majority of this field to wait till maybe 15 or 10 to go in case. Caution! Caution is out! Multiple cars involved, including Cody Kennedy, Austin Ruskoff, and Mark Kluge. Let's see if we can see what brought this one out. There's Cody Kennedy up on the high side. Oh, Richie gets a better drive into the turn. Gets into Cody's bumper. Oh! Somebody took flight. They all check up, and Mark Kluge gets hit from behind and just goes flying. You know, we did have a couple of Indy cars take flight last Wednesday when we were here. I guess you go to Iowa to fly these days. Everybody is on pit road except for Joshua Rudolph. He stays out. Some of the drivers at the back, Quentin Waynick. He also stayed out. I believe he had already pitted and got a wave around. This caution definitely threw a bunch of drivers for a loop. Now Rudolph is in, and Kirk Marble will assume the lead. This is still very much anybody's race. If they are on the lead lap and have the fuel, they are in the fight. Kirk Marble, Steven Johnson, Chad Johnson, Patrick Pieper, and Richie Joplin, the top five. Matt Morrison, Cody Kennedy, Jacob Lee, Quentin Waynick, and Lynn Marble, your top 10. Mark Dantuma, who's been quiet all night, now up into 11th. Austin Ruskoff in 12th, Richard Ragsdale in 13th, Cody Burke all the way back in 14th. Chad Ragsdale in 15th. Joshua Rudolph may slot in around 16th. Nicholas Johnson 17th. CJ Jeffries 18th. Alex Harper 19th. Brandon Jennings in 20th. Aaron Brill and Mark Kluge round out the 22 cars on the lead lap at the moment. I stand corrected. Aaron Brill and Mark Kluge at the moment are scored a lap down. They should be waved back around to the tail end of the lead lap. We'll have to wait and see. And points leader Cody Burke all the way back in 13th. There's a few drivers out here who really need to make something happen while he is stuck back there. Unfortunately, second in points, Nicholas Johnson is even further back in 17th. Lights are out. Everybody is stacked up behind the pace car. About 14 laps to go. Kirk Marble will be in control on the high side. Here we go. Pace car is in. They are away and green flag is in the air. Kirk, perfect launch. Opens the door for Patrick Pieper on the high side. 13 laps to go here in Iowa. Oh, Pieper loose out of 2. Steven Johnson now into 2nd. Chad Johnson into 4th. Oh, we've got one around. It is Chad Johnson, and the caution is back out. And it looks like several others have been caught up. Richard Ragsdale, Aaron Brill, Nicholas Johnson. Here's Chad Johnson coming out of 4. You just see the back end start stepping out. He quickly recovers. And Richard Ragsdale, same thing. Loose, loose, loose. He is hard on the brakes, but the car snaps back around. He does manage to recover it. And back behind, several other ones get loose. Aaron Brill gets a bump, comes down, a chain reaction sends Nicholas Johnson through the infield. So the short version is nobody needs to mow the infield here at Iowa tomorrow. Kirk Marble still holds on to the lead. Steven Johnson in 2nd. Patrick Pieper up 20 spots into 3rd. Richie Joplin in 4th. Cody Kennedy in 5th. Matt Morrison, Jacob Lee, Lynn Marble, Mark Dantuma, and Austin Ruskoff round out your top 10. Cody Burke has made his way up to 11th. Nicholas Johnson has slipped back to 19th. Kirk Marble does come into tonight 3rd in points with 2 wins already this season. If he can get back to victory lane tonight and Cody Burke stays back in 11th, Kirk Marble could go a long way in closing that points gap. Looks like Marble is going to choose the outside line here again. One of the rookies, Matt Morrison, has been up here in the top 10, close to the top 5 all night, currently runs in 6th. Mark Dantuma now at 13 spots into 9th, but the biggest mover at the moment is 3rd place, Patrick Pieper, who started back in 23rd. He did tell me he wasn't feeling well before the race. I'd be willing to bet he's feeling a little bit better right about now. Lights are out. They are getting ready to go back racing. Can Kirk Marble pull off his 3rd win of the season? They'll have about 7 laps to go when the green flag drops. Pace car is in. Green flag is back in the air. Marble full send. He is away. Richie Joplin trying to make the move on the high side. And already 3 wide back behind. Points leader Cody Burke down on the bottom trying to just cut his way to the front. He gets loose out of 4. Kirk Marble out front, Steven Johnson in 2nd. Pieper and Joplin banging doors out of 2. More 3 wide racing, mid-pack. Cody Burke continues to fight forward on the bottom. Nobody given an inch with 5 to go. Steven Johnson trying to stay within striking. Caution! Caution is out with 5 to go. Chad Johnson involved. CJ Jeffries back behind and he manages to, whoa. Chad Johnson just became a ping pong ball. Let's back this up just a little bit. There's Chad Johnson back in the mix. They were 3 wide. And wow, Double D had nowhere to go. Chad Johnson slides down on his lid. Definitely a rough ride for Chad Johnson here tonight. Chad Johnson came in tonight 5th in points. He did not need this race to end with him on his lid. And it does look like we will get a green-white checkered here in Iowa. Most of the drivers should be good to go on fuel for a single green-white checkered. If we get another caution, some of these drivers could be in trouble. Kirk Marble, Steven Johnson, Patrick Pieper, Richie Joplin, and Matt Morris in the top 5. Cody Kennedy, Jacob Lee, Cody Burke, Chad Ragsdale, and Alex Harper, the top 10. Points leader now up into 8th. And with a green-white checkered finish, anything could happen. These drivers likely going to push them further than they have all night tonight. Kirk Marble has made his restarts perfect every time. He's going to have to change it up, or Steven Johnson will be able to predict his moves. Should be getting 1 to green this time. Lights go out on the pace car. Everybody stacking back up, ready to go. Kirk Marble once again in control of the restart. Can he nail it one more time? It's going to be a battle to the finish as they come out of turn 4. The pace car turns to pit road. Here they go. Green flag back in the air. Marble gets another good launch. He is away. Patrick Pieper looks to the bottom on Steven Johnson. Can't get there quite yet. They are 3 wide, back behind out of 2. Kirk Marble comes through 3 and 4. And close to the wall, white flag flies one more time around. Several cars off track out of 4. No caution, they picked up the white. Down the back straightaway, Kirk Marble has a lead on Steven Johnson. Johnson sends it deep into 3. Kirk drifts out of 4. And Kirk Marble will win at Iowa. Wow. Steven Johnson coming home in second. Richie Joplin in third. Before we talk to the top 3, let's take a look at that last lap. Here they come out of turn 4. Looks like one car gets loose. Clips Ragsdale. And cars are flying everywhere. Alex Harper caught a piece of it as well. He goes down through the infield. Aaron Brill back behind, may have thought he was going to avoid it, but he goes through the grass and actually manages to save it. And CJ Jeffries, he had one heck of a wild ride. And Austin Ruskoff may have had the worst ride night of them all, he gets sandwiched and sent to the infield. And let's see if we can talk to our top three, starting with Richie Joplin. Richie, that was definitely an eventful night, but you come home in third.
Yes, it was eventful. I jumped that restart, I think, so I fell on the back, just in case. Then trying to miss everything, and me and Steven had a good race at the end. I lifted for him so I wouldn't jack him up. I apologize to Cody Kinney for getting into him. I tried to jerk it as hard to the left as I could to miss him, but I flat jacked him up. I'll take a third. I mean, I'm trying to get back used to these cars. It's been a while since I've run them, and just getting back used to them.
Well, a great showing tonight, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you, Doug.
Richie Joplin comes home in third. Steven Johnson comes home in second. Steven, it seemed like wherever the action was, you somehow managed to find your way into the middle of it.
Yeah, I stepped on it early in the race and almost spun out in the field. Luckily, Chad Ragsdale lifted and we saved it, and we were just there at the end.
Well, it definitely paid off, man. You were right in the middle of some big messes, but you came through it and survived to the end. That was an awesome performance. Great job.
Thank you.
And finally, our winner, Kirk Marble. Kirk back in victory lane, win number 3 on the season.
Man, Doug, that race was so chaotic. I didn't know what strategy to be on. I just glad I was up front when it counted.
Well, I think the strategy was just be at the front. Seemed to pay off once you had enough fuel. Those last few restarts, you nailed them perfectly.
Yeah, I was trying to switch up where I would go during the restart zone there so I could keep an advantage on them guys. So I really just didn't want anybody to stay alongside me, or else, man, it's hard to talk when they're killing me out here. But yeah, it's hard to. I was just glad to have a good restart.
Well, man, you definitely did have a great restart, a great win, and may have helped just a little bit with Cody coming home in 5th. Yeah, with Cody Burke, rather, you might still have a shot at the title here.
I think I got to keep my fingers crossed for a few more problems with Cody there.
Well, you better keep a lot of fingers crossed. He doesn't seem to have much bad luck.
Yeah, I got my toes crossed too.
Great job tonight, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, Doug.
Kirk Marble pulls off the win in a wild finish in a wild race here at Iowa. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, Jones BS Racing is back on track. It'll always be a good time with the mini stocks. We will see you guys then. Thank you so much for being here. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did, and have a great night, y'all.